Guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with a new story. The name of this story is What If Naruto Was a Genius Prodigy? And yeah guys, it is an unscripted story and my own idea. Now before continuing this, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, and stay tuned because a lot of your ideas have been picked and I'm going to be turning into short movies and movies soon. So yeah, it might take some time, but yes, I will be doing a lot of your ideas. And if you want to suggest your idea, then please comment down below in the comment section because this is where I pick up most of the ideas from. Anyways, enough said. Without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Where it begins. 4 years after the Kyubi attack in Konohagakure Sato, as we go towards the Hokage office of the said village, where we see the Sandaime Hokage Hiruzen Sarutobi was seated, doing his paperwork silently, and in front of him, only a few steps away, was a couch on which a 4-year-old kid was seated. He had tan skin, blonde hair, and blue eyes that were focused and were piercing through the pages of a book with his focus and sheer focus alone. As Hiruzen, stopping his paperwork, looked at the boy in front of him, the Jinchuriki and orphan of the said village, Naruto Uzumaki. As Hiruzen, seeing the title of the book, was quite impressed of Naruto's learning capabilities. He has always shown an interest in books and was always keen to learn more and more about, different arts as well as the history of the village and just learn basic stuff. He was always so curious about it and absorbed everything like a sponge. As Hiruzen got up and said, "Naruto, why are you reading about Genjutsu? That is a highly advanced level of book." Yeah, that is why I figured why couldn't I understand most of the stuff within it." As Hiruzen chuckled and sat down. "Well, it's a given, Naruto. Those who have at least Chunin level of experience in the Genjutsu arts can only learn and, understand the concepts that are written here." "Really?" "Yes, Naruto." "Say," said Hiruzen, sitting down next to him, "are you interested in Genjutsu arts?" "Well, yeah, I am. I mean, they're so cool, Gigi. You can really alternate the reality for a different person. And not only that, you can manipulate their mind from sidelines. Without any harming them, you can just neutralize them." "That is quite a good observation, Naruto. Really good indeed, but to make a Genjutsu, it takes quite a while, and not only that, it is quite dangerous because if you make any mistake, your Genjutsu might work upon yourself and you can be trapped in it forever. That is the most dangerous thing as well as the complex things to do." "But that's the beauty of it, isn't it, Gigi?" "Well, that it is true, my boy. Say, Naruto, how about I give you something from where you can start off? I mean, you are quite interested in becoming a Kage, right? Even though you want to learn the, Genjutsu arts. Of course. But I promise you I will focus on the other arts as well, as you said Naruto, seeing that Hiruzen was about to speak more. As Hiruzen smiled. "Of course you will. Then how about this?" As Hiruzen gave a basic beginner's guide to learn Genjutsu arts and the basic seals, as 2 books was given to Naruto alongside a taijutsu as well as, strength enhancement book. And taking that, Naruto went home. And that is when we see Naruto passing through by elders, as the elder had a smile on their faces when they saw Naruto, so much engrossed in the books, as the 3 of them entered inside Hiruzen's office. "Well, it's good to see that the boy has, the knack for learning the knowledge that you provide for him, Hiruzen. We are honestly impressed. At his age, the kids usually demand toys and wish to make friends and just play. But Naruto, he is different. Well, that is because Omida, he is born in different outcome. And he is hated by the villagers. And they won't let their kids go near him. So Naruto found solace in books. I at first gave him so that, he might try to forget about the hate that he's receiving. It worked, but I did not thought for a moment that it will work this good. I mean, all the kid does is just remain engrossed in books. I mean, he has been reading that book about the advanced level of, Genjutsus for a few hours before I noticed." "Really? And you just gave the boy the basic ones then?" "Well, it was hard for him to understand some concept down, so yeah, it was the right thing to do. Not everyone can learn everything in one go, Danzo. The kid needs time. Even if he is a prodigy, as you all think he is, he still needs time to become one. Because he is still learning and growing as ever, right? said Koharu, as all of them agreed. As now we see, time began to pass by and Naruto's interest in Genjutsu and other fields grew even more, but his main goal was to become the Genjutsu master that everyone feared and respected. As now we see Naruto at the age of 6, just 2 years later, was able to learn all the way up to the Chunin level of Genjutsu. As now we see Naruto was being chased by a mob, as the mob cornered him in an alleyway and they began to beat him up as the mob was laughing at him. On October 10th, today is the day you die, demon. Today is the day we get our revenge for those who have fallen and all. But in reality, now we see Naruto standing on the other side of the alleyway, looking at them with a deadpan expression as he sighed, as they were doing nothing more than beating a pumpkin that was placed there by Naruto. Jeez, poor pumpkin. Rest in peace. I'm sorry for, the pain you went through. But I guess I'm safe. As Naruto then went home, as the Anbus that were watching this from afar just smiled. Well, that is one dangerous kid that is going to be. I mean, he just plays a Genjutsu on a mob and they still beat that poor pumpkin. Well, goddamn poor pumpkin. What do you say, Taicho? Should we go and stop them? Asked Kakashi, who was quiet in his Anbu squad, then said, No, let them have their fun. I mean, what could go wrong if a pumpkin gets hurt? As now we see, Hiruzen and Saruto was informed about this and the mob was arrested for charges against Naruto. And even the elders were now in favor of Hiruzen because they tried to harm a prodigy. And not only that, they're Jinchuriki as well. The civilian council tried to, deny that, but they couldn't do anything and the punishment was served. They all have to serve a sentence in prison. Not any prison, blood prison. So they were all sent there. And as for Naruto, he was now learning even more of Genjutsu because just how useful and convenient it was for him to get around and get by in village. To get the basic necessities that he need, as well as to learn and practice more. As now we see Naruto at the age of 8. He was about to begin his academy, as Naruto was still sitting in his apartment as he was creating a new Genjutsu. A Genjutsu that would create a reality in which whatever the one on which the Genjutsu is casted will be happening, but the Genjutsu will also work in draining the one who is captured in it chakra so that he will become unconscious and without even lifting a finger, the Genjutsu user will be able to capture and neutralize the target, killing 2 birds with 1 stone and not even getting harmed. And the Genjutsu has to be in such a way that it would require only minimal amount of chakra, and Naruto was getting closer and closer to it. Unknown to him, some of the root Anbus as well as the Anbus of Hiruzen, without anyone noticing, was spying on Naruto, and they honestly were impressed. As now we see the elders and Hiruzen seated inside the office discussing of how Naruto was coming along and his project that he was keeping a secret. The boy's secret project is going to be a success if he is able to master it. I mean, think about it, Hiruzen. A Henji requires a little to no chakra, and with that amount of chakra, the boy is able to create a reality in which the one who is entrapped will become unconscious and is neutralized easily. That is the beauty of Genjutsu, but it is quite dangerous. Well, if the techniques fall in the wrong hands, that is, said Koharu. Well, what makes you think that like that, Koharu? It's the QB I'm worried about. What if he tries to use it on QB and if it doesn't work and the QB went back on rampage? The seal can be broken, Hiruzen. Naruto, I'm afraid he might get cocky, and you know how cocky people end up, right? That is correct. But the boy needs to be humbled down a bit, Hiruzen. You are right. I will think about it. As now we see, Naruto, after the first day of academy, was summoned to Hokage office. As after Naruto arrived there, he was surprised to see the elders and Hiruzen there. Greetings, Elder-sama. Gigi, what is it? Naruto, my boy. We have heard that you're experimenting on some Genjutsu on your own. Well, I am trying to create a jutsu, if that is what you mean. How about you test it out against one of our, Genjutsu masters, because he's quite interested to see that Genjutsu, even if it is in trial phases. Are you sure? I mean, I don't even know if it can hurt anyone or not. As unknown to Naruto, it was a test set by the elders and Hiruzen to see if Naruto was getting cocky or not. As Hiruzen then said, Well, he wants to really find out. Itachi, you can come out now. As Itachi appeared in his Anbu attire without his mask. Greetings, Naruto-kun. My name is Itachi Uchiha, and I will be your opponent today. As Naruto and Itachi was now in an arena, and Anbus from the shadows as well as the Jonins were watching this. Jonins such as Asuma and Kurenai and Anko, the newer ones. Well, Nai-chan, looks like you got some competition. The kid is also a Genjutsu user, turns out to be, and little Itachi is gonna fight it. As Asuma then said, yeah, the kid can be a Genjutsu user, but not to Kurenai-chan's. Well, he can't even hold a candle to her. Well, shut up, Asuma, we'll see about that. You as well, Anko. I'm really interested to see just how far the kid can go. Maybe I can be his sensei when he graduates from the academy. Are you sure about that, Nai-chan? I mean, seriously. He's already a Chunin level of Genjutsu master, from what I have heard. Seriously, said Kurenai, quite impressed. It took her a long time to become at that level at which Naruto was claimed to be by Anko. Yes, I heard so, but for the first time we're gonna see. Yep, let's go and see what the old man has in store for us, said Asuma. As Itachi then said, I will begin now, Naruto. As he disappeared, Naruto was barely able to dodge his kick as Naruto sidestepped. Itachi wasn't allowing him to use his, hand shields to cast a Genjutsu, but unknown to Itachi, Naruto already had learned a clone jutsu, and Naruto was able to form a clone, a solid clone, which has casted the hand seals, as Naruto now replaced himself with the clone and holded the seal together, as everyone's eyes widened as Itachi was trapped inside the Genjutsu. And for a mere moment, Itachi was beating Naruto again and again, and he began to feel the drain of his chakra, as he was getting tired easily. What? This is off. As he used his Mangekyo, as blood streamed down his eyes, as he was barely able to escape from the Genjutsu, as on the other side, Naruto was quite surprised as well. As Itachi, now on one knee, was panting heavily, as Hiruzen said, this match has ended in a draw. Itachi was able to break through Naruto's Genjutsu, and Naruto was able to trap him long enough to be almost victor. So this is a draw considered by us. As Naruto went towards Itachi and said, Are you okay? I'm sorry, I told him that this was in trial phases. That was one heck of a Genjutsu, Naruto-kun. Maybe we can work together in order to, improve your Genjutsu. I would really like to improve my Genjutsu breaking skills and timing. Because from the looks of it, I was for more than a minute trapped inside your Genjutsu until I noticed that my chakra was being drained. Seriously? Yes. Thank you. Thanks, I guess. I guess we can work. As on the other side in the stands, we see that Asuma, Kurenai, and Anko were shocked. That was certainly interesting. Interesting is not the right word, Anko. The kid is a prodigy. He can be a prodigy if pushed to the right tracks. The Genjutsu he's creating, it's amazing. With bare minimum chakra used, look at how much of a bad condition Itachi is in. One can neutralize major targets like this, like even Orochimaru or so on. As even Asuma was shocked so much that his cigarette has been dropped to the ground, as his jaw hung low. As on the other side, the Anbus were impressed, and so were the elders. Well, seems like we have our answers, ladies and gentlemen, said Hiruzen, looking towards his friends. That it is correct. Seems like the boy really has a heart, and he's not arrogant as we might thought he might be becoming. But we need to keep a check on him, said Homura, as he progresses, because we don't want him to be cocky, and we wish for him to remain true to his roots, because his selflessness and loyalty will be the one that matters above all, Hiruzen. Of course. And that is only achievable by bonds that he will forge. But unknown to them, the clan heads have also watched this, and now we see them all returning back to their homes. As back at Uchiha Estate, we see Fugaku was impressed by Naruto. As Sasuke, who was his classmate, heard about Naruto and was quite surprised as well. Wait, that can be it, that no-named orphan? He did all of this? As Mikoto then says, Sasuke, that is no way you should call anyone in your class. Or your friend. He's not my friend. Whatever. You better apologize to him, or shouldn't say this to his face, or otherwise I will give you a good spanking. As Sasuke now looked down with a pout on his face. That is correct, little brother. I'm disappointed in you. This isn't how you should think as an Uchiha here. But still, I am quite impressed by the boy's knowledge over Genjutsu. If I might dare so say, he's on the same power level as our Genjutsu casted by our Dojutsu as well. That is correct, Tojan. It took me quite a while to figure out that I was in a Genjutsu as something was off. As now we see, Fugaku nodded and understand it incredibly, knowing that Itachi was a prodigy of his own right. But he would never anticipated that Minato's boy would also be a prodigy. He was happy to know that his friend's legacy was safe and on the right track as well. As on the other side, now we go towards the Hyuga clan household, who were quite shocked, and some of them were even distressed because of the rising power from the orphan. Those who did not knew, mainly Neji, this can't be it. That no-name orphan, how can he achieve such a power? The fate, it must be playing some cruel joke on me. Yes, this has to be a test that I must overcome. Fate, like always, be on my side. As on the other side, the elders as well as Hiyashi knew, and they were happy to know that the legacy of their Hokage was living up to its name, and the rest of the clans followed suit after them. And now we see a few years more went by as Naruto not only trained in the physical arts but also in the Genjutsu art. His strongest suit was the Genjutsu, but what he lacked was the projectile throwing as well as physical aspect, because he wasn't much of a physical fighter, and that was a downside because he was a Jinchuriki, their weapon. He has to be a physical fighter as well if push comes to shove. And that is why we see Naruto was called to Hokage office when he reached at the age of 12, almost closing to graduation. Wait, what? Said Naruto, as he almost looked bamboozled as in front of him stood a guy in green suit and had a bowl cut, and he had a weirdly shiny teeth and smile that was creepy in its own right. Well, Naruto, from now on you will be my student, and we together will discover the flames of youth that are buried deeply inside of you. Wait, seriously? You can't do this to me, Gigi. Well, Naruto, you focus too much on Genjutsu. You promised that you will focus on all aspects. And while I'm happy that you have chosen your path, you still have to be able to learn some physical aspect. And training, it could do you no harm. Plus, it will only do you good. I am hereby banning you for 1 year from ever using Genjutsu. You can practice them, but only for 2 hours a day. No, please, you can't do this. Sorry, Naruto. You have to improve your physical aspect as well, because if someone by chance is able to escape through your Genjutsus, what are you gonna do then? As that is when Naruto froze. No words came out of his mouth, no matter how much he tried. So after giving up, he, for 1 year, went through hellish torture and training. Even some of his muscles developed after the end of the year, as now we see at the age of 13, Naruto was able to graduate, but there were tears in his eyes. Not of happiness, but of satisfaction, knowing that he was finally able to break free from the curse of Might Kai and Rock Lee, until both of them appeared out of nowhere. Dynamic entry! Oh no. Hey, Guy Sensei, Lee, what are you doing here? Well, Naruto, put on your suit, as they threw a green suit, spandex suit with orange leggings. We're gonna go on a run across the whole elemental nations. Wait, what? Whole elemental nations? We're joking, Naruto. The whole land of fire and Konoha. It will take us a few weeks, but we can do the job. As that is when Naruto gulped. Do we have to? Yes, you passed, Naruto. Of course we have to. It is to even ensure that our flames of youth are ever burning and brighter, said Rock Lee, as Lee and Guy then hugged with the volcano jutsu going in the background with the sunset and all. As Naruto was literally looking for bleach to wash his eyes at that moment, or wished that it was true that he could wash his eyes with bleach. And that is when he felt a hand on his, shoulder. As he looked up to see a woman standing there with black hair and red eyes. Well, I'm sorry to say, Guy, I'll be taking him from here. Oh, Kurenai. Well, I guess we'll do that someday else, Naruto. Wait, what? What do you mean? As after both of them left, Naruto sighed and said, thank you for saving me, but who really are you? Well, I'm going to be your sensei. My name is Kurenai Yuhi, and I'm going to be your and Hinata and Shino's sensei. As Naruto's eyes widened, wait, what? But wasn't I supposed to be with Team 7 with Sasuke and Sakura? Well, that was true, but now the team has been switched. I requested since I was a Genjutsu user and even Hokage-sama agreed. You want to specialize in Genjutsu? I am a Genjutsu master, so yes, we can work things out together. Our team will be a information gathering as well as neutralizing team from afar, a long distance battlers, while Team 7 was going to be a head-on assault team. Yeah, I guess since I don't want to be involved in direct fighting, this will be much more better for me. But what about Kiba? I suppose he was in the team, right? Yes. Since he and Akamaru are also was going to be our, defense, you can act as our defense now, Naruto, because of your special circumstances. And Kiba can be now an assault team, like you wanted to be, the top dog as you claim to be. I guess that is correct. But how did you know about my circumstances? Everyone knows, Naruto. As Naruto's eyes widened. What? But Gigi told me nobody knew. Well, even if the Hokage wanted to hide it, nobody, ever spoke about it. But they all knew, even me. How about you go home for the day? We can begin tomorrow. As Naruto went home, as now we see Naruto closing the door, went to his bed and closed his eyes and entered Mindscape, where we see a huge fox just resting there. So your sensei knows about us. Not only her, everyone knows about us, Kurumi. What are we gonna do? As the huge fox then turned into a girl in front of Naruto who had a pout on her face. What do you think, Baka? I don't know. Jeez. We thought this was a secret. How can this leak out? There has to be something wrong with the seal. I told you shouldn't break the seal like that, you idiot. Said Kurumi as she was pacing left and right. Hey, I'm sorry, okay? We can work this out. Work this out? How? Everyone knows about us, Naruto. Things could escalate and even get worse for me. Or for you, because you can be an easy target now for people who have hatred for me. I still don't get it why they hate you, Kurumi. You are, kind of nice and pretty, said Naruto with a blush on his face as Kurumi stopped, as she, with a gleam in her eyes, looked towards Naruto and smirked. Really now? How am I pretty? She said with a smirk on her face, almost like a fox, as Naruto blushed, turning complete red. Well, I don't know. How are you pretty? But you just are. As Kurumi just chuckled after that. As now we see, she hugged Naruto, as Naruto was now in her bosom, and let's just say Naruto felt like he was on top of something which is called the top of the world. Well, in his own way, he was in the top of the world of perverts. While in far away, we see that a pervert named Jiraiya was watching over some woman, almost peeping as he felt sudden urge to laugh like a maniac over top of the table like he have achieved something great. I don't know why, but I wish to do that right now. As he then sneezed, earning a lot of, stuff that was thrown at him until he ran away. As now we go back to Konoha and inside Naruto's mindscape, where Naruto has passed out as Kurumi chuckled and remembered the day Naruto saw her true form. Instead of being scared or, downright horny, he just blushed and looked down like, person who had fallen in love. An expression that nobody has shown her ever before. And she, to be honestly, was getting addicted to these expressions as well, as her own heart skipped a beat whenever he was around. And let's just say she was able to manipulate her age and even decrease it to match his. And, the day she was sealed inside of him was the day when she kind of imprinted on him, making him her mate and focusing her all attraction towards him. She cursed herself for that, but there was no other way around it now. It was solidified. He and she were now mates, and that is how things were going to remain. As now we see, time began to went by. Naruto with Team Kurenai went on a lot of recon missions as well as information and intel gathering missions as well. Their D-rank missions done, C-rank missions were just lining up one after another to their roster under their belt, until they, alongside with Team Guy, were sent to rescue Team Kakashi, who were in the Land of Waves, their first C-rank mission turning into an S-rank now. And with the help of these two teams, they were able to pull through, stopping the attack from not only the Demon Brothers, but also from the, Zabuza Momochi and his compliance, and from none other than Gato himself, saving the Land of Waves and becoming their forever allies. After returning, we see that Naruto found out something about Hinata. She had an illness, illness that couldn't be cured, and she was going to die out soon. Only her father knew about this. Since she considered her team, her family, she revealed the whole truth while they were celebrating separately and telling each other everyone's secret. And Naruto, he was just shocked. There has to be a way for you to be healed. Actually, Naruto, there is, said Kurumi, as Naruto's eyes went. What is it? I have to transfer my soul into her, becoming one with her. That is the only way. But what will happen to you? I will go there, Naruto, and become one with her, while my chakra, it becomes yours. Yours alone. Wait, does that mean that you will leave? As Naruto was quite scared about this, but he knew that this way Hinata could be saved. And don't worry about me, Naruto. We will become one. She might have some characteristic changes because I will be going into her soul, becoming one with her. As now we see, Naruto, when they were separated, decided to drop off Hinata and reveal the truth to her. So that's pretty much it, what we discussed. I discussed with, Kurumi, and she's willing to help you. If you are, Thank you, Naruto-kun. But I don't think that I would need your help. Really? What do you mean by that? I don't wish for you to be separated if it harms you this much. I can see that you are sad, but I care about you as well, Hinata. And Kurumi will become a part of you in a way, I guess. So, maybe, As Hinata blushed and understood easily what Naruto was implying, and then said, Alright then, follow me. As both of them entered her apartment, as Hiyashi, knowing that Naruto was going to help her out, stayed outside and remained there, using his dojutsu to see what was happening, and was surprised to see that his daughter now had different features. Her eyes were now a bit of reddish, and her hair was red streaks, aside from her indigo, as she has become one with the nine-tailed soul. And now her chakra pools were going to increase because she in itself was now the human manifestation of the nine-tails Biju, otherwise known as Kurumi. As after getting up we see, Naruto looked at her. Hinata? Kurumi? You can call us Cosme now, Naruto. That is the name we have chosen. Cosme, huh? Yes, Cosme Hyuga. That is my new name. As without anything else, Naruto was jumped by her, as her tails appeared behind Hinata's body, as Naruto was now blushing. Wait, what? Well, we both have become one, and turns out the girl had feelings for you. In a way. Of course, I did, kind of, said Hinata, as their voices soon became one. As Naruto then said, How is this possible? Our personalities are mingling, Naruto. Becoming one. It will take some time. Maybe a day or so. Until then, I guess you can look at us as Cosme. And remember, that is our name. As that is when Hiyashi came inside. You have to stop right there, Cosme. Because you're still my daughter, and I would be happy if you waited until you are married. Are you willing to take responsibility, young man? Yes. Yes, I am, sir. Good. Happy to know. Welcome to the family, Naruto Uzumaki. With these words said, Hiyashi left, and keep your hands away from the daughter before marriage. These words said, in a hint of warning and playfulness, Hiyashi left. As Naruto was just flabbergasted. Did he got accepted into the Hyuga clan? Just like that? As on the other side, well, now Naruto's little sister-in-law to be, which was Hanabi, dashed inside. It's good to finally have a brother. Isn't that awesome, Ne-san? Hinata Ne-san? Cosme Ne-san, right? Wait, you two were listening outside? Said Cosme. Of course we were. As she sighed, seriously, how many times have I told you not to listen? It's just one. As Naruto's life was taking a dramatic turn, while being a prodigy and a genin now, we go towards Amegakure, where the red clouds were rising once more, as they were now going to go all out. In one all-out plan that they have devised, they were going to attack multiple villages, their target only being the Jinchurikis, bag them. In the pack of team of two, they were going to go to different villages now. as the teams have been selected and their targets set, we see that the final briefing was being made. So everyone has their assignment, everyone have their targets. Do a recon, find out when they are free, grab them, bring them back here, end of the discussion. Alright, now leave. As now we see, as the Akatsuki began their mission, the Chunin exams came in, and in Konoha, most of the targets were gathered all together. And not only that, Orochimaru was there, which was going to be a flaw in their plan, so they hold it back. And as usual, Orochimaru attacked in the Chunin exams. And in the end, he, with the help of the Genjutsu that were there, and with Cosme, who was now the wild card here, was able to be defeated easily. And even Hiruzen was saved, but he was wounded badly and even had to be hospitalized. So Jiraiya, now being arrived back, took Naruto under his wing because he wanted to train him in the sage arts. So he took him on a training trip as well as on a mission to find Tsunade. After some weeks of searching, they were able to locate Tsunade and bring her back after Naruto won the bet. And let's just say, after Hiruzen was saved, Tsunade was named as the 5th Hokage. And she had also high hopes for Naruto now. And she had a keen eye on Cosme as well because of her origins, and not only that, because she wanted a strong apprentice. And what could be more stronger than the reincarnate of the Kyuubi no Yoko in the form of a Hyuga, the perfect deadly combo combined together. As now we see, time began to pass by as Naruto's Jiraiya training brought fruit, as Naruto was now perfect sage alongside with Jiraiya, who also got the motivation because not only Naruto learned the sage mode but also forced Jiraiya to do so as well, pushing Paw to force him as well to complete his training. And so finally Jiraiya was able to learn the complete Toad Sage mode, and also did Naruto. And on the other side, Naruto's chakra ever so expanding, he was also able to use the Genjutsu and adamantium chains. Jiraiya also taught him how to be a seal master in his own right as well. On Naruto's return, Naruto had already mastered his father Jutsu, the Rasengan, into Rasen Shuriken because of his air nature. And let's just say, once he returned at the age of 16 after 3 years, his reunion with Cosme was quite steamy. But it was started by Hiyashi, who, well, almost killed Naruto that day because they were this close to crossing the line. But everything was ended smoothly. As now we see, the Akatsuki, they already had begun their operation as many of the Jinchurikis were captured and the number of Jinchurikis were dwindling fast. So a Kage summit was called, in which the discussion was made to take care of the Akatsuki until a war was declared upon them by Madara Uchiha, or a masked person claiming to be one. And let's just say, when the villages combined strengths together in the Shinobi Allied forces, all hell broke loose on Akatsuki, because they were not prepared, and their plan to bring rise to even a weaker form of Ten Tails failed badly when the Gadomazu crumbled down and the Bijus escaped away from their grasps because their plan had a deep flaw. They were not using the right seals to seal away the Biju. Zetsu made a mistake, and he knew that he was going to pay dearly for it. At the end of the Great Fourth Shinobi War, as it was called, that ended within a few hours, we see that the Akatsuki were executed, and so was Zetsu. None was left alive, and the villages who were once enemies now came together for one thing. They formed a complete alliance and remained peaceful to one another. And as years went by, when Naruto became the Hokage, we see that he was married to Cosme Hyuga, and not only that, he was friends with the other villages, having a great relation with all. And the elders, they were happy to know that Konoha and the others were able to find peace and were now able to help out each other as well and achieve eternal peace amongst them. No more wars, no more bloodshed. Just all-out Chunin exams from which they can test out the strengths of each other in a friendly competition and manner. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this story off, guys. I hope you liked this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, as this is Apollo Uchiha and I'm signing off for the day. Peace!